Hi, Dr. Yass here. I just want to point out to everybody that I've gotten some pretty exciting news and some pretty exciting response from what I'm doing, my methodology, and the awareness that's being developed about its unique approach to diagnosing and treating pain, and unfortunately, also indicating just what a failure the existing methodology is in terms of diagnosing and treating pain. Recently, in basically no more than the last week, I have been contacted by email from somebody in India, somebody from the UK, and somebody from Australia, all seeking direction on how to resolve their pain. It's incredibly exciting and incredibly humbling that there is this level of outpouring of interest and desire to get the Yass method so people can resolve their pain. The sad part is that the very same issues that these people are complaining about are the very same issues that we have here in the United States. One person is having bilateral knee pain and they're being told they need knee replacements. Another person has pain in the gluteal region and they're being told it's coming from the hip joint. And then somebody else is having back pain and they're being told that it's from a facet lock, some bizarre, ridiculous structural variation in the spine that had nothing to do with the cause of this gentleman's pain. But the reality is that you can see the same standards of care, including how diagnostic test is being used to identify these ridiculous structural variations that have nothing to do with the cause of pain worldwide. We're talking about India, the UK, and Australia. It is very satisfying to know that my message is reaching this distance. My suspicion is that due to the fact that the Pain Cure RX, my book, is released and published here in Canada, England, Australia, India, and South Africa, as well as the release of What Doctors Don't Tell You, that very unique magazine, which actually highlighted me in their cover story in the August 2016 edition. It turns out that that magazine is actually published in 20 countries and translated into 14 languages. So I'm assuming that the combination of these two things have come together to allow for people even worldwide to recognize that there is an alternative to the existing model that happens to be completely failing, is completely invalid, and the use of diagnostic tests should never be used, should actually be abolished as the primary mechanism for diagnosing the cause of pain. And in fact, the Yass method should be created as the standard of care, the first way of approaching the issue of pain, because it actually interprets the body's presentation of symptoms, which is the body's attempt to make you aware of what tissue is eliciting those symptoms. So along with an interpretation of the body's presentation of symptoms and a set of a couple of physical tests, there's a strong, almost guaranteed mechanism to identify what tissue is eliciting the pain. And in most cases, more than 95% of cases, it's muscular. And so this gives you that opportunity to identify that and then provide the targeted, and I always go back and say targeted, not general exercise, but the exercises that are specific to just the specific muscles that are creating the symptom. It's important to understand, and I go back over this over and over again, that diagnostic tests are not in a position to identify muscular causes. So a muscle could be eliciting pain, a muscle can be referring a symptom, or a muscle can be straining and impinging on a nerve, which refers a symptom. In all of these cases, diagnostic tests cannot identify these causes, and there is no specialist. The whole premise of a splintered system of having neurologists and orthopedists and pain management doctors and podiatrists and physiatrists and physical therapists and chiropractors and every other specialist actually isn't a good thing. It's a bad thing because there is no specialty that has gotten the educational background or has been designed to work to address all the potential tissues that might be eliciting symptoms. That's why I felt compelled to create a system that was in a position to identify all the primary tissues and then at least be able to identify muscle as a potential cause, and when it is muscle, to be able to know which muscles have to be strengthened, to have the understanding of how to strengthen those appropriate muscles, and to be able to do it safe and effectively so people can get the results in just a couple of treatments or a couple of visits, or if they're doing it on their own, a couple of weeks to a couple of months of exercise. So I would just like to personally say thank you to everybody who is reaching out to me. It is a very heartwarming sensation when I get these emails. It tells me that I'm fighting a great fight, I'm winning the battle, and here now in 2016, it shows that it's reaching the outer aspects of the globe. We're actually reaching an international audience. So I believe 2017 will be a pivotal year for me to create greater acceptance and actually start turning the tide to where people will be recommending, if not simply accepting, the Yass method as the standard of care, and basically saying, if you're not providing the Yass method as a medical practitioner, we simply don't want your service. We don't want your methodology. We only want the Yass method. So again, this is Dr. Mitchell Yass. If you want more information about the Yass method, you can go to my website at www.mitchellyass.com, or you can just email me. I'm happy to take the email and discuss your situation and see if we can come to some resolution or guidance for you to be able to resolve your symptoms. You can do that at my email address at drmitchell@mitchellyass.com. That's Dr. Mitch at mitchellyass.com. And don't forget, my office is in St. Augustine, Florida, and we do take patients. I'm constantly having people coming from around the country to get this treatment so they can go on and have the quality of life that they so deserve. The best part about the Yass method is if it is found to be muscular, not only am I simply helping to resolve your symptoms, but I'm guiding you on an understanding of how to prevent the symptoms from ever returning and sustain the quality of life that you are seeking. So please contact me, get the Yass method, let's resolve any deficit you're having, give you back the quality of life that you so rightly deserve. This is Dr. Mitchell Yass wishing you a pain-free, fully functional life. Bye-bye.